Hi guys, it's Sierra. I made a TikTok a while ago talking about Sakura and you guys really let me know how you felt about my opinions. Here's a refresher. Another reason why Sakura gets a lot of hate is because she lied to Naruto. This is the one I can genuinely understand because I don't believe in toying with anyone's emotions. That is a dangerous and hurtful thing to do. Nevertheless, Sakura did have good intentions behind this, but this was definitely not her best moment or the best way to do it. I wish she would have gone about protecting Naruto another way that didn't involve emotional manipulation, but her whole point in doing this was to relieve Naruto of the burden she put on him years back. Anyway, Hinata in the last Naruto movie, she ends up willingly going with Tonari despite Naruto's feelings and how she feels about the situation overall. Hinata goes as far as to reject Naruto's feelings, which leaves him in a slump, all to protect him. While it's not exactly what Sakura did in Shippuden, it's a bit similar, right? I mean, these women both lied to protect Naruto in a way and they both had good intentions, but they both ended up hurting Naruto in the process. I want to talk a little more about Sakura and why I think she gets a lot of hate. Addressing the hate, Sakura Haruno. Okay, so let's get into the backstory a bit. Sakura Haruno is a character from Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. She is the heroine and is a part of Team 7 along with Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Kakashi Hatake, as well as Sai later on. As a child, Sakura was shown to be very soft-spoken and bullied by her peers for her appearance. Her parents and family members are pretty low profile, and Sakura doesn't really come from a big clan. Now I'd like to take the time to remind everyone that Sakura at the time was paired up with Sasuke and Naruto. Of course, Sasuke being an Uchiha, having a Sharingan, that's one completely different monster. Then we have Naruto Uzumaki, who has an actual tailed beast. He's a Jinchuriki, and no matter if it was Ino, or Hinata, or Tenten, the outcome still would have been the same a little bit in the beginning because none of these women would have been able to hold a candle to these guys. So this isn't just like a Sakura thing. I strongly believe that any woman put in that situation would have been just as outclassed as Sakura was. So right about now, some of you are probably saying no and saying that Hinata probably would have stood a chance. But let's keep in mind that not even Sasuke and Naruto were able to handle some of these opponents, let alone Kakashi. For example, Zabuza and Haku. Hinata wouldn't have been able to do anything in that fight at all. Because again, even Kakashi had his hands full, and most of these opponents that Sasuke and Naruto found themselves dealing with were not the average opponents that Genin should be dealing with. Alright, so we already acknowledged two important things thus far. We acknowledge that Sakura doesn't really come from a prestigious clan like everyone else, and we acknowledge that Sakura is very and clearly outmatched being on the team of the Uchiha and the Jinchuriki. I would also like to point out that it certainly didn't help that Sakura didn't really have Kakashi on her side. Sasuke was Kakashi's favorite student and we all know that, and Kakashi didn't really do a good job equally training his students. Naruto had to go train with Jiraiya. That should speak volumes. Believe it or not, one of the reasons why Sakura gets a lot of hate has to do with Naruto Uzumaki. A lot of people say that Sakura mistreated Naruto and that she was horrible to him. Now this is true only in the beginning, I will definitely admit that. However, after Sasuke set her straight, Sakura changed her ways. It bothers me that people think that Sakura is mistreating Naruto when she hits him, when it is purely for comical purposes only. This is something that we see that happens in shonen all the time. Sakura actually grows to care for Naruto and she risks her life to protect Sasuke and Naruto during the Chunin exams. Again, in the beginning, Sakura was definitely a brat towards Naruto, but she does have that character development to where she even began to view Naruto in a completely different light, to the point where Sakura is even feeling empathetic for Naruto. And I will say I do look at people weird when they hold Sakura to this so much, because I mean, if Gaara can change and Neji can change, Gaara being a mass murderer, then why can't Sakura change too? Why does she have to be the only one that's accountable for how she was in the beginning? It just doesn't make sense to me. Sakura clearly cares for Naruto, and I don't understand why she wouldn't when Naruto was literally all she had when Sasuke abandoned the village. I will admit that Sakura can definitely be ignorant about a lot of things she doesn't understand, but I don't think that necessarily means that she mistreats Naruto and that she's a bad character. After Sasuke called her out that one time, Sakura hasn't gone back to thinking that way about Naruto ever again. Like I said, her view towards Naruto has only improved. More importantly, if Sakura was that horrible to Naruto, which she wasn't, Naruto would have put his foot down a long time ago. Naruto is not the type to take much of anything from anyone. He has always been able to speak his mind regardless of who it is. He doesn't care for some spoiled rich kid or even Lady Tsunade. Naruto has never had any trouble speaking his mind or standing up for himself. There have been times where Naruto even punched Konohamaru, the grandson of the third Hokage. That is something that only Naruto would have done, no one else. So it really bothers me when people try to use Sakura punching Naruto for comical purposes as an excuse or as a form of mistreatment when that's not the case. So let's get on with the second reason why Sakura gets a lot of hate. Sasuke. A lot of fans feel like Sakura is obsessed with Sasuke, and I don't think I would call this an obsession. I think that's rather extreme. For one, Sasuke seemed to attract many women, and it was normalized for other women to find him attractive. Secondly, when it comes to dating someone and getting to know someone, the first thing that we all look at, myself included, is whether or not someone is attractive to our standards, and then we take the next step by getting to know them, which is what Sakura was able to do. Sakura was able to actually interact with Sasuke as they were teammates, so there is a bit of a foundation there, however small or shallow it may have started. On the other hand, let's reference Hinata and let's talk about the hypocrisy a little bit. While Sakura gets bashed for having a quote-unquote obsession over Sasuke, Hinata on the other hand was shown stalking Naruto for the gist of the Naruto series. She even went as far as to adopt Naruto's ninja way as her own. Hinata hardly interacted with Naruto. She literally doesn't have a ninja way of her own, and it adds no originality to her character. Sakura on the other hand is someone apart from her love interest, while Hinata is not. This isn't to glorify Sakura or bash Hinata or any means necessary. This is just to point out the hypocrisy a little bit. How is it that no one really talks about how Hinata gave ointment to Naruto over Kiba during the Chunin exams? And another thing that really bothers me is how people say that Sasuke tried to kill Sakura when Sasuke tried to kill everyone. Sasuke didn't discriminate. Anyone could have got those hands from Sasuke any time of the day, because when he said he wanted to sever bonds, he really meant that. Sasuke tried to kill Naruto, Kakashi, Karen, the Raikage, and you really think that Sasuke wouldn't try to kill Sakura as well? Why is it a problem for Sakura specifically? Last but not least, let's get into the final reason for the Sakura hate. Her uselessness, or so they say. In Naruto and in Naruto Shippuden, Sakura accomplished a lot of feats that probably get overlooked or ignored due to how much she's hated. I won't mention all of them, but I will link something more detailed I found in the bio for anyone interested. I will, however, mention some of Sakura's most useful and impactful moments overall. So in Naruto, she protected Sasuke and Naruto in the Forest of Death. She helped Sasuke get his curse mark under control. She sought out Lady Tsunade later on, basically taking the initiative to get stronger and be more useful. Healing Kankuro in Shippuden. Freeing Naruto of the genjutsu he was put into by Itachi. Taking on Sasori with Lady Chiyo, and she was actually the first to take down an Akatsuki member, and even if she did have help, as people like to discredit, so did nearly everyone else. Healing Hinata and many others during the Pain Invasion was something she also did, including mastering the strength of 100 Seal. Sakura also healed the whole Shinobi Alliance. She manually pumped Naruto's heart after the Kyuubi was extracted to keep him alive. She even helped Obito retrieve Sasuke from a different dimension by supplying her own chakra. She knocked Kaguya down into Naruto's and Sasuke's seal. After Naruto and Sasuke had the little powwow, she healed them. In the last, she encouraged Naruto to pursue Hinata. In Boruto, she was shown healing Hinata after she ran after Momoshiki to help Naruto. And in Boruto, she also opened up her own clinic and one in the Sand Village. I'm willing to bet that no one really thinks Sakura is useless because she's accomplished many things, including things that I haven't mentioned. It's just that people hate Sakura so much that they ignore the facts. Or it's a case of some, not all, of Hinata fans tearing down the other women when that's really not necessary. Sakura hasn't done anything that's that horrendous to warrant the amount of hate that she receives in my opinion. But if you feel like Sakura deserves the hate, or if you feel like I missed an impactful moment that Sakura did, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. Sierra Nova is out.